Okay, so we're on this very awkwardly painted taxiway here in Hawaii. I have never loaded up here in the sim. I have no idea what it looks like. I don't know if this is going to be really pretty or really janky. I have no scenery here, but like I said weeks and weeks ago, I want to try to explore more of this simulator and kind of get just travel the world a little bit more, so to speak, in this thing. So we're gonna go on a little loop around the Hawaiian Islands, starting at Oahu and then or Honolulu, and then going down to Oahu and Maui, and then the Big Island. I'm not going to try to pronounce any of these names. I am not a Hawaii guy, so I'm going to butcher them if I even try. But obviously, the scenery is very gorgeous. I have been there a couple times, so I just want to see some volcanoes in the simulator, and just obsessed with this Comanche. So we're going to use this kind of as an excuse to blast around here and have some fun with this really cool airplane model. So let's get the strobes coming on. Toe brakes got stuck again. There we go. I really wish I was a Hawaii guy. That would be cool. All right, yeah, those toe brakes are clunky. I kind of wish I could turn those off. I know some of the planes in the simulator that have, um, castering nose wheels. You can actually turn that off. And do the gear? I don't think the gear comes up, does it? With my, yeah, is the gear? No. Oh, how the flaps get down? Though I have not really um, done a good job, clearly, of. Dude, why am I just like freaking blind right now? I have not done a good job at rebinding my what do you call it? Controls for this plane. Um, takes two flaps if you have the gear down. Yeah, see, I knew that something was up. That's my gear lever that just turned everything off. All right, so we're gonna be gear down Cherokee with overheating cylinders. Is the okay? So the prop works, mixture works.
Watch the birdie.
What's up, Iowa? All right. Look at that. Oh boy, that's some jank. City doesn't look great. Waikiki's not looking super great. Yeah, so that's a little it's a little inconvenient that the gear handle turns everything off. Thank you, Ablars. Yeah, did not do my hair today. So yeah, did not do my hair today, so I'm going with the hat. Okay, let's get that power pulled back so that CHD doesn't yell at me.
Class Delphin 5.1.
Was that the Ever Given? I haven't heard that name in a while. All right, so that is It's not great. Not a huge fan of the like ortho water. I mean, I bet it looks good in pictures, but it's not super great. It's kind of cool just to see the city in context, but yeah. Try to hand fly this thing as much as possible. All right, so the key bindings, I don't know if that's a plain thing or just like a Microsoft thing that I have neglected. That's happened before in larger planes, which is really fun. But I don't know why the flaps kept going down. Like I did not mean to take off with flaps. Like I had the flaps up, so something got messed up there. Yeah, the autopilot is definitely a little goofy. But once you figure it out, yeah, it's pretty fun. Now back with the low wing views. Surprising, it's been really surprising to me how much I've enjoyed the views out of the Cardinal. Um, it's unbelievable, and it's been really good for Julia too to have that unobstructed view out, because that's obviously a lot of what she's doing. Yeah, Marshall, I have no idea. It's this freaking crazy thing. Got to remember too, like the transitioning in an airplane, the nuances of the the systems and the avionics and stuff. If you're transitioning into a new plane, um, it's really unrealistic to expect to be able to just hop in it and know how everything works and be on your way. There's always those little nuances, and this plane more than any other in the simulator feels like a real plane in that it's got goofy goofy systems that are not super straightforward, that you really do have to pay attention to or study or have flown one before. Like even the gear, um, switch. Like if you're just kind of flying this around, you could be looking for that if you're used to seeing kind of the normal wheel shaped handle with the lights. Um, I don't even know where the landing gear lights are. Um, are they down? Oh yeah, they're down here. Unsafe. But there's only one of them. So that's kind of a cool part about this plane, is that it does give you that feeling of learning a new type, and it's not
Hey,
complicated.
bird. Whoa, buddy.
Hey Bill, great to see you flying my favorite airplane.
What's up, PW? 24 months. What is up, man? Cheers. I just ran out of beer, but cheers. Thank you, man. I was just talking about how great this model is. The plane itself, the Comanche, the real world Comanche is obviously unbelievable, but equally impressive is this A2A model. It's really immersive, and that's, I think, something that for the general aviation crowd, I think is really important to bring into flight simulation. Excuse me, because we can, there's a much bigger market, I think, for the deep systems of an airliner or corporate jet or something that's more commercial versus the small GA stuff. So you have this kind of lopsided representation of quality. My iPad here. You have this lopsided kind of quality gap where general aviation stuff doesn't really need that level of detail with the systems because they're not as complicated, and that kind of opens the door for developers like Coronado, where you can focus a lot more on things like visuals and audio and even just flight to a degree. Is that a racetrack? Or no, that's a... I feel like there was a racetrack there in Test Drive Unlimited. But that is definitely just a housing development. All kinds of cool stuff in this island. But it does looks like an outline of it looks like Imola almost. That almost looks like Imola track layout. That'd be kind of funny. But yeah, so like this level of detail and kind of complexity, and it's not even like complexity, it's more unique avionics, unique systems where things just aren't in the normal spot, kind of like Comanches are in the real world. There's a lot of weird panel variability. I am not sure, but I think one of these little valleys is where the Japanese fleet flew in. There was like a little dip in one of these mountains that the planes flew through, if I'm recalling the history of that correctly. But yeah, like, I mean, the 430, the GPS and stuff is all kind of normal, but the ignition, you've got the mag selector, and then the starter's a separate button. That's a little bit weird. Things are not really labeled that well. There's like a little bit of randomness to where some of the instruments are. There's just like some atypical things going on with this plane that again make you feel like you have to learn it, and it's not just hop in and go. Again, partially due to A2A, also partially because the Comanche's just like that anyway. I'm gonna take a couple of trim clicks up and then grab another beer. I think when if any simulator, and it's not just flight simulator in my opinion, it could be military simulator, racing sim, what else, city builder, with like the roller coaster. No, those, not that those are necessarily simulators, but there's like the allure of it is the realism. There is that really happy medium, I think, of feeling like it's the real thing versus actually being like the real thing, which in many cases isn't nearly as fun as you might think. And again, this I think is that like you can still jump in it and go like any GA plane, but you can't just jump in it and go. I guess it really is more or less like flying GA in real life. You know, there's that level of I know how to do this, but there's a couple particular things that you got to study or have to know before you are comfortable and or safe with whatever plane that is. I felt it with the Cardinal.
Traffic, United 220 is approximately 15 nautical miles out, entering in on the ILS approach runway 8 left, Honolulu traffic.
Fiddly shit is a great way to put it. Yeah, this looks expansive. So it's not from like a graphical standpoint, it's not entirely pretty. Looks like a very fun road. It's not entirely pretty. I don't know, like those trees don't really feel like Hawaii. Ooh, this is cool. Let's do a low approach. But yeah, like I felt that in the Cardinal where like I knew that it was just a essentially a 172. Yeah, they're just like just a little bit more generic. I had to go full idle on that power. God dang it. So more than one button turns off the panel. So that's not good. That's not good. But yeah, the fiddly shit is definitely a distraction. I'm just gonna not touch any of my panel stuff except for trim. Trim seems to work okay. Trim and flaps. Everything else I'm not touching. But the fiddly stuff, like I knew that Cardinal was, pretty easy to fly. I'm gonna cut across here. I knew it was just a 172, just a slightly different 172, but there was enough different about it that I really I needed that, couple hours, 1-2 hours or whatever, with Brad. And it's not like that big of a deal, but someone who had a dozen hours in it so far, I mean, that isn't really even that much either. But it is. It's all the fiddly bits, even the fiddly bits of things particular to an airframe, or like, hey, this button's a little sticky, or wiggle this thing, or it really likes to be here instead of there. That kind of stuff is important to know as well, and that just comes with flying the plane, or getting checked out, or having some instructor time in that plane. 7-4 forever. What's up?
On a 5-mile final, inbound to land, runway 8 left, Honolulu traffic.
Keeping an eye out for all the golf courses as well. Yeah, that's really not that wide through here. I mean, there's the harbor. There's North Shore. Right direction. PC-12, I am excited. Yeah, I haven't seen much on it yet, but that is my lottery plane. That's my equity cash out plan is the PC-12. On our last flight, I had this whole conversation with Julia, which was pretty funny. As we're driving by all these beautiful jets, and there was this really nice PC-12, and I was like, unlimited money, that's what I want. She was like, that? Like, you wouldn't want one of those big jets? Like, well, I mean, yeah, I'd have one of those just for the long trips. Oh, damn, they're submitting it to Pilatus. That's super cool. But that is definitely my, like, that's my plane. That's the plane. Like, no Bonanza, no SR-22, no what the hell? Why can't I think of it? SF-50, no Vision Jet, no CJ-4. Like PC-12 would be the frickin' best. No type rating. Yeah, but TBM would be cool, but I still think I would rather. I think the trade-off and like if you really had fuck you money, then you could get both of them. Which I know sounds ridiculous, but I would rather have the ability to just load in whatever you want and go versus the speed difference. And the speed difference I think is pretty significant, right? Like what's the TBM, you know, like obviously there's different models of it, but you know, like 330 or something, 350, 60. Yeah, but PC. Okay, so Cole, here's my thinking with the PC-12. Is PC-24. Now you're a rich guy. Okay, 960 is 330, and then what's the PC-12 max out at? Right, I want to say it's like mid twos or something like that, right? 285. See, okay, so that's actually not even that bad. So 285 is perfectly fine. Even call it 280. So for 50 knot difference, I've got infinitely more room. You've got the staircase, which is cool. You've got if it fits at ships, which is cool. You've got the big door, so you can load up a motorcycle. You can have a bunch of friends in the back. You've got all of that useful load, and like useful load in the technical sense, and also useful load as in, you know, like the non-technical sense, like just useful space with a big percentage of the speed. Yeah, just you just have volume. Like I'm a bigger guy. I'm 6'5", so the TBM, like that space is much smaller. So to have the ability to almost have it kind of act like more of a, you know, kind of mini biz jet, personal mini biz jet, but you don't need type rating. So that's the thing with the 24, Cole. So if you're a super rich guy, right now it's me as the super rich guy. It's not like a super rich guy that then wants to have a plane. So it's pilot me that becomes a rich guy. I don't want to go to get a type rating. I mean, it for sure can be. I mean, it's a single pilot. Like it absolutely can be. But I would, if I am super rich guy buying a plane for strictly personal use, I don't want to have to go to recurrent. That's like, and I know that there's like, you got to do, you know, like insurance will make you do whatever little sim sessions and all that kind of crap, which is way different than going to recurrent in my mind. Is the 24 the one they consider the bush jet? Yeah, it's the one that's off-field certified or capable or whatever. I was happy with the 150. Yeah, or you could just get like a whole fleet of 150s. Okay, so this is actually, this is kind of pretty. You got Diamond Head in the back. That's cool. It's still a little bit like generic in terms of the like foliage and stuff. From up here though, the water looks cooler. Yeah, I don't know. Just with the reliability of the PT6. And obviously, you know, it's the same with the TBM, but like I said, the actual hauling ability of the PC-12 I prefer. But over a jet, you got type rating crap to have to deal with. Don't have to deal with that. You've got operating, I'm going to say operating costs, but it's really not necessarily about the cost. It's more about the time. And I believe that the PC-12 is going to be better with that than, oh, looks like a fun course, than a jet. Like 2 engines is gonna be easier to maintain and work on, or 1 engine's gonna be easier to maintain and work on than 2. That is strictly speculation on my part. But again, I'm looking at it from I am a rich guy and I want everything to be as simple as possible. I don't want to have to do anything that I don't want to do.
Miles.
Yeah, but you could get, I think, maybe you can't, PC-12 with Garmin. Yeah, I don't think Garmin's certified in the PC-12, huh? But that definitely would not be a deal breaker for me at all. I would be fine with an Avidyne. You can retrofit an older one. The newer NGs is locked to the Honeywell. Yeah, that doesn't bother me. That honestly doesn't bother me. And that's like FMS, right? That's the full Honeywell FMS. I'd be fine with that. Get an older one, upgrade the engine, and so Garmin. Yeah, the Primus. Yeah, so that one, I would be totally cool with that. But yeah, so would you want to go new, like spec'd new, or older airframe? Oh, look at how the door handle's jiggling. How cool of a detail is that? You do not need to do that. And they've done it. That's great. I think I would probably, like, if the money's not an issue, Honeywell would irritate you as an owner? Yeah, but that's kind of what I'm leaning toward, Dread. But like, if you're stupid rich, there is also, yeah, I would try to find that little lock screw in there and tighten her up. the idea of like getting an older airframe to be able to and from being an aviation person, understanding that it's not possible to put the avionics you want in the plane that you want would be frustrating if you're going into it completely new. But knowing that, I could see wanting the like Garmin suite, so having the cockpit completely redone, upgrading the engine, doing whatever other mods exist. I'm sure there's some like stupid mod list, kind of like the Blackhawk King Airs or the Raisbeck kits or any of that crap. I'm sure there's the same stuff for PC-12s. And then like redoing the back and like gutting it and redoing it. I can see that being potential route. I think that new airplane smell, and like factory delivery, all that kind of stuff would be pretty cool. Full Garmin, touch suite, auto throttles, ABS, everything. Yeah, like that would be fun, and just have it like reupholstered, repainted, and just make it essentially look like a brand new plane, look and feel like a brand new plane, but it's the way that you want it. Dude, ABS, does that thing really freaking have ABS on it? That would be really freaking cool. That's really cool. Yeah, I'd be into that. But either way, PC-12 to me is the way to go. That would be fun. That'd be really fun. Put your golf clubs in the back, 4 friends, and just tour the country. What did they do to theirs? So this crossing is pretty gnarly. Single engine piston, you would not be super stoked with this. Water is significantly warmer than we're used to. That looks pretty cool. Just like up close, it's not really that spectacular. Let's see what happens once we get by some of these volcanoes. See if they're any better. And not speed cowl sounds pretty fun. So that would be my route for sure. Whoa, hello. Yeah, the performance of it is freaking awesome. What does it do? And that like that would be the one plane. That's like the plane that you use and you fly and whatever. But if you're talking like kind of like your imaginary garage, like every car guy's got their garage. You know, your fictional 10 car garage or whatever, 20 car garage. My old boss had like just a freaking insane collection. He had like, I don't know, 40 cars, all just insane. But yeah, so like the imaginary fantasy hangar. Yeah, the daily driver, PC-12. Then I would go polished Beach 18. Polished Beach 18. Definitely going Mustang. You know, I'm going to walk that back. I don't know if I'd want an airworthy Mustang. That's another one of those things, like, imagine actually having to own and fly that. Like, I am not just going to be focused on aviation. So I wouldn't even fly. I don't think I would even fly it. The Beach 18 even would be a little bit like, I gotta like prepare for that. So Beach 18, Cessna 195, some kind of World War II warbird for sure. B-25 would be kind of cool. Like some baller version of like if you retrofit a B-25 with like kitted out so it's not period correct, it's kind of like a retro modded one where it's like has a little lounge in the back or something. I would definitely. Oh, you know what plane I would absolutely put in the stable? Absolutely, would be T2 Buckeye. So the plane that my dad flew, T2 Buckeye for sure. I don't think I'd even do an A4. I think the T2 would be actually more fun. So yeah, so Beach 18, Cessna 195. T2 Buckeye. I don't know if I don't think I'm into like the Beaver that much. I don't think that like does it for me. Hub of some sort, I guess. It's all, I'm just trying to think of like the stuff that you got, like if you gotta have it. Like you'd have a Cub. You'd have like the like like the nicest 172 on the planet with the most dialed in avionics, but it's just kind of like your local runabout kind of thing. So that'd be 5. I'm not sold on the B-25. Yeah, like a car. Yeah, and I was kind of thinking like the more of the vintage. I have like all tail draggers. Like I have no tail dragger time, but I have like all everything's a tail dragger. I was actually kind of thinking more like just a classic Cub. This is really pretty, by the way. This wherever we are here. And this is no autopilot. I don't know if I'm like still climbing or not. Oh yeah, I am still. We're climbing pretty good. So yeah, like I just love that Art Deco stuff. I love those planes. What else would you get? I guess you'd have to have like a SR-22 in there. So, all right. So what do we got? PC-12, Beech 18, Cessna 195, Carbon Cub, Classic Cub, something, whatever. You got the dialed in 172 for running around. Oh yeah, the PC-12. I forgot the first plane, PC-12, T2 Buckeye. Yeah, but the P-51. That's what I was thinking. Like, I would love to have a P-51. I don't know if I would like to have to fly a P-51. Like, that's one of those things that unless that's your thing, and like one of the only planes you fly and you stay current with it, and you know, like all that kind of stuff, that's one of those ones that will bite you if you're not like totally sunk into that being your thing. And I don't think I would be. I'd have too much stuff going on, and I know that if I had that plane and I wanted to fly it, it would be a little bit sketchy. But I would like that's where it's like I don't know if I'd want an airworthy P-51. I'd want a P-51 that wasn't airworthy. But to like look at. Maybe. Yeah, radials are pretty wild. Yeah, I don't know. It would really depend on how much you could fly. Cuz I would tell you right now that with the time that I would have freed up to being super rich dude, I'll doesn't live at Mountain Air. That's the runway kind of on the hill there? That place is freaking sweet. I would be doing so many other things that I don't even know if I would want. Oh, that's right. There is a golf course up there. Yeah. So for one of my next videos, I am going to put clubs in the back of the Cardinal and go fly to a golf course and play golf. That has been my dream since I started flying. I remember telling Julia, like, how cool would it be to fly an airplane to a golf course and go play golf and fly back. I think that would be the coolest freaking thing ever. So I'm really excited to do that. But yeah, anyway, so like I would probably from like my use of time, having other interests, like I would want to have a race car, I would want to golf a bunch, and I'd want to fly. And that would mean traveling around all over the place, and you just wouldn't get as much time. Like if I had, like, I think a white and red Cessna 195 is one of the prettiest machines ever made, ever built. Same with that Beech 18. That would be like the best. It's just freaking so cool. How often I would get to fly it, I would have no idea. So it would like almost just be like a collector's item, like a museum piece that you just keep it in the hangar and look at it, and you know, like once every 6 months or once a year, you get your mechanic to come out and like get the thing running and whatever. Figure out how to get to Coeur d'Alene. Yeah, Beech 18 on floats would be pretty sweet. That would be really cool. And Coeur d'Alene has a pretty bitchin' golf course too. I am the very practical rich guy. I'm actually thinking about like It's different than cars. Like, you could have a 20 car garage. What's up, Head in the Clouds? Welcome. Happy Tuesday. You could have a 20 car garage, not drive a car more than a couple times a year, and wouldn't matter at all. Anyone out there, you know why Twitch keeps pausing as I watch your or any stream shows click here and reload player countered an error? I don't know, Abler. That's weird. Did you try like rebooting whatever, like if you're on mobile or on desktop? I would either reboot the whole system or reboot the browser or app that you're on. Try that. Brooks seaplane service. Dude. Oh. Yeah, that white with baby blue is so freaking awesome. Oh my god. Yeah, that thing is so wild. It like it fits, but it doesn't at the same time. What a crazy thing. What's up, Nuke? Yeah, what a crazy freaking thing. Speaking of crazy thing, look at the geology on these islands. Like I said, it's like not crazy accurate. Like when you get close, like these trees aren't great. It's not super high res. But from afar, from far enough back, I mean, it's 1-to-1. It's still unbelievable that it's doing this. It's really remarkable. But yeah, the geology of all this stuff is pretty freaking wild. What the hell is that little island? Hawaii. Yeah. Yep, Hawaii. Alright, so am I going to go to the... Yeah, I'm going to go to this. I have seen that picture before, Cole. That is crazy. Is there anything on that? It doesn't look like there's much on that. Humans. Yeah, so I'm gonna go on the north side of this peak here, and then kind of cut across. Probably go on the south side of that other mountain peak there. Yeah, this is where... Is it Wailea? Is that the name of the town there? That is where Black Lotus was. Haven't checked any of this stuff in a while. How are we looking? on. Now, I have to say the most excited thing, or the thing that I am most excited for about this flight, about this stream, is the crash landing that we're gonna do at the end on the Big Island. Gonna gear this thing up and see what it looks, feels, and sounds like. Seen the screenshots. Cole's done it. Shared some screenshots in the Discord, and it looks freaking crazy. And it was coincidentally the same day that I was momentarily stuck at Oceanside because someone had done that in real life. It's a little too real. Okay, we're gonna do a quick bio break here.
Unbind Brome.
Okay. Yeah, I am sure Wayne was very not happy, and it had just come back. It had just gotten a new engine too. Like, oh, that freaking sucks. Yeah. Yeah. Not good. All right, what do we think about Hawaii? I mean, this is pretty impressive. Like this freaking volcano here, both of them actually. That's a pretty impressive looking geology right there. And I think the Big Island will look even more impressive, but yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I would have thought, given the small area, and it could be I'm missing some kind of scenery enhancement or something. But I was actually kind of thinking that with the helicopters and the lots of cool low and slow planes, that of all places they would have some decent handmade scenery for Hawaii, but guess not. This is fully stock. Not you, not you. A different Wayne. A different Wayne. The owner of the flight school of the plane that geared up at Oceanside. Bum 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 ba da ba da 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 da. Bum 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 ba da 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 da. Where was Jurassic Park filmed? Was that mainly on this island, or was it on um Oahu? That looks very Jurassic Parky, but I don't think this island's big enough. This is really cool looking though. Like what amazing terrain. God, there's like they go up there, huh? It doesn't get to what is the altitude of that peak? Wow. That's 10,000 feet. That's pretty wild. So yeah, there's far up there. That's crazy. It's on my life bucket list to do one of the helicopter tours that lands at the still existing helipad by the waterfall while wearing an Alan Grey costume. That would be pretty awesome. Life finds a way. What an all-time great movie. That would be fun though. I was freaking A. I was obsessed with that movie. I was really freaking obsessed with that movie. Yeah, you wear a Dr. Grant. I will wear a Dr. Malcolm outfit. We have a T. I always thought it was funny the way he said T-Rex. We have a T-Rex. We have a T-Rex. Yeah, it's like that's all barren, and then it looks like right up there there's a bunch of freaking neighborhoods up there. Like that is so weird. Spared no expense. No expense. I'm gonna hop over to Google Maps real quick and look at that. There's a bunch of golf courses offshore, right? Yeah, there's some towns that are really high up there. Paragliding. Wow, yeah, that is pretty wild. Yeah, and there are, yeah, look at all these golf courses coming up here. That is just freaking resort central. Yeah, like what altitude are we at right now? 5,500 feet. Yeah, so that's like, I mean, those, some of those are maybe 6,000 feet, maybe more. It's crazy. It's right up the side of an active volcano. Good luck with that. Good luck. I know I have that somewhere. That's super cool. I love doing this because it gives you that like geographical context. I've never been here. I've only been to Oahu, and it's really cool to see these like actually in at scale in context. It's pretty wild. Look at that. It's just big old freaking mountain rising up out of the Pacific Ocean. Yeah, think I think this is one of the resorts, or the resort where White Lotus was filmed, I think. Thought it was maybe. Could be completely full of crap. No, it actually might be one of those ones. I don't know. No one knows. It's unknowable. What's up, Max? It has been a long time, man. How's it going? The observatory up there. Bought a new car today. What did you get? Congratulations, man. Nice. It's a big day. I feel like I need some pineapple. All right, so this is going to be a little bit more of a crossing. Yeah, so Lanai does have a little city on it. That's pretty cool. Not a lot on there, though. Tiny ass little airport. island. There's the volcanic off. Yeah, and just there's all kinds of freaking golf courses around this. Good lord. Holy crap. Here, I'll show you. Why is it not allowing my head to be smaller? Yeah, so gonna like all these guys. A lot of freaking golf. Totally desolate here. Skydive in action. That's cool. That looks really lush. Look at how like you've got all this green and then it's just like brown. All of that volcanic runoff, just all that stuff. Super fertile though. Yeah, I mean, like, are these just all little resort towns? Not really, no. Hilo. Used to play Hawaii Hilo all the time. There's the Hawaii Hilo right there. Not a bad place to go to school. Titans Pilot, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. Big ass. So this has a chance to be one of the better better looking areas geographically, I think, because there shouldn't be a lot of trees, so it'll be interesting to see what it does actually look like. Right. Fly between those two things. Those are the two mountains, I'm assuming? Or volcanoes? Pew pew. Okay, yeah, so that's that mountain peak and then that okay, yep, got him. Got him. That's what a weird thing. Weird place to have a civilization. The big island. All right, it's not too bad. I feel like we're getting close. Same thing with water crossings here is survivability. Obviously, like this would not be comfortable at all. But you're gonna have a raft for sure doing this. It's not cold water. I don't think there are really even that many sharks out here. So if you got so if you got life jacket, you got a raft, emergency beacon or whatever. There's also probably, I'm guessing, a ton of boat traffic going between these two. I would bet that there's some sort of ferry on this Maui channel that is pretty well traveled. So, engine dies, pointed at a boat, go land. You know, not land, plop it down. Plop it down in the water. Still not great, though. Still not ideal. Not ideal, but it definitely beats Lake Michigan in the winter. Or, yeah, Lake Michigan in the winter, or, even out to Catalina. I think I would prefer here than Catalina, I think. It's all about survivability. Assume that it's going to happen. So either mitigate by making it as short as possible so you don't have a wet footprint, or prepare as if you're going to have your engine blow up. And Lake Michigan in the winter, or really any time, does not sound very fun to me. Even like the... Oh, excuse me. Oh. Even the Pacific Northwest, like if you're flying around the Puget Sound, you can not have a wet footprint, but the way that the terrain is with all the trees and, mountains and all that kind of crap, or I guess not really mountains in the Puget Sound area. It's mainly just, it's either trees or just hilly. The best spot is probably water there too. Trying to think of like, you got highways and stuff, but they can be covered in trees. Through Southwest Alaska, there were definitely some stretches where the water was the better option. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so like going through some of those, like you're technically, don't have a wet footprint, but it's like trees everywhere. It's just like forest down to the shoreline, right? So the, like just offshore probably, but I mean that water is going to be pretty cold, regardless of how far out you are from it. Steep cliffs to the water as well, yeah. So it's just like ditch as close to the shore as you can safely, and then get to shore somehow. It's interesting as a challenge when you're looking at flying in different areas. Like the Midwest, flying out in the Midwest was definitely, it has. Oh, excuse me. Oh, that's rude. It has its challenges. A lot of it is weather related, but like the engine out emergency forced landing spot picking thing is definitely less of a challenge than it is in Southern California. And Southern California, the LA basin definitely has that reputation of, like where the hell you're going to put it. It's just dense. It's completely dense with buildings and freeways and houses and all that kind of crap. I think the same goes for the Seattle area, largely. You know, and maybe not like necessarily the Seattle area, but more. Yeah, if you close your eyes and landed around me, it'd probably just end up in a field. Yeah, it was like that guy that like fell asleep or passed out or whatever, and like ends up fuel exhausting the plane, and it just kind of like as it ran out of fuel, like he just landed in a field. Like that doesn't happen in LA. But like if you're looking at the like Pierce County area, you're probably, I would say, like in the same situation as LA, where it's just a bunch of trees. So you're either gonna find a golf course, you're gonna find an airport, maybe the one freeway highway that cuts through, but you don't have a ton of options to force land. So it's almost like it's just like a different way, a different challenge to look for those spots. But I don't think it's that different than we have in LA. Oh my god. That is, wake up. That's what you'll hit, right, PW? All right. So this is the Big Island, huh? It is pretty big. It doesn't feel as big yet. I think a lot of it's being obstructed by the volcano here. It doesn't. It's so much flatter and smoother. It doesn't really seem like it's as big. So much. Fucking volcanic. Cow. That is wild. What a weird lifestyle. All right, so I'm gonna go. Fly right through a restricted area and never hurt anybody. This is probably a good restricted area to have because it's probably on fire. It's probably a giant volcano. Maybe don't go through here. Also, probably a bunch of helicopters and all that kind of crap. This is like really barren. Other islands are jungles in comparison. Sounds like a good place for a bad guy's lair. Could be a cover for that. Yeah, this is really cool. Yeah, there's that gigantic golfing complex. That's pretty wild. Cow. All right, Ablars, have a good one, dude. Like, I guess I never really thought about it. Like, look at how freaking barren it is over here. Pretty wild. Because there's something about this side of the island that's just not very hospitable. Or it's just, okay, just a arid side. I see, okay. And it's particularly this spot too. It looks like there's some more greenery further south. But yeah, there's definitely like a rain shadow here. Like that is very, very, very dry. Nice. Like, is it pretty over here at least, or is it kind of like deserty looking? Like this is where I want to hang out. I want to hang out over here. Volcanic, rocky, and arid, yeah. Yeah, that complex looks pretty sick. Nice holes heading out towards the ocean. That looks really cool. That is weird. Yeah, some of these holes look insane that are along the ocean there. Good lord. That's really cool. Yeah, those courses have to be freaking brutal. All right, so let's go fly up into the restricted area. Yeah, I'm glad I did this. Like I'm a little bit underwhelmed in terms of the fidelity of the scenery, but I just like, this is really cool. I feel like I've been here now. Like, I have a better idea of what this island looks like. It's really, really weird. It's a creepy thing that it does to your brain. Okay, Google, turn on all of the lights. That's crazy arid. Any street view stuff I can look Oh, I guess Kona area, that kind of looks bigger than what we're looking at over here. Oh yeah, I guess it's really not that. It's not like desert. It's just not jungle. Yeah, so it's not as bad as I thought. Yeah, which is right here. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So that's a little bit. Yeah, there's some tree lines in here. And then Kona's on the other side of
Class
this peak.
Delta in 7.9 miles.
Peak there. So that's it gets a little bit. That's what I was saying. Like it feels like it's a lot smaller than I feel like it is because it's being obstructed by so much. Dude, what's the altitude up here? Class Delta. 6,100 feet up here. Wow. Yeah, these peaks are 14 and 13. That's pretty crazy. I need to see how the leaning situation's going. That's crazy. Ton of elevation. Oh, God. Yeah, and this highway just goes straight up it.
Let it do what it do, baby.
We up, baby.
Best angle of climb.
What's up, Dave? This is pretty crazy. These little vents here too. Yeah, so there is a class Delta right here. There we go. Somewhere over here. Oh, is that a heliport? Yeah, there's an Army class Delta over here. I think it's just a helipad. Yeah, going down that. I mean, you could just like turn the engine off and just. Oh, that looks pretty cool.
Always learning.
An alien planet. Are we doing climb performance here? Are we gonna be able to get high enough? I have one for that.
Hey, we're cones.
They were cones. Man, this is really weird. Super cool though. This would be kind of fun to have some like jet, you know, just flight sim around and kind of explore without having to deal with climb performance and leaning and like just F-18, just fly around to look at stuff. It's probably what most people do. Remember, this is all going to culminate in a crash landing because A2A likes to be detailed even when you're crashing. I would not have the first clue, Wayne, on what's going to be next for from A2A. Absolutely no idea. Leaving it a little bit too low here. I think we're just about to crest this thing. Older Skyline could be kind of cool. Mooney would definitely be cool.
6.4.
I mean, selfishly, obviously, Cardinal. My Flight Sim doesn't have a Cardinal. The V-tail is pretty good that we got, the Carenata one. Kind of dig that. I mean, I'm blown away by the detail of this thing, without a doubt. But, you know, there's also, like, I would rather have something completely different than a better version of something that we already have, just for variety. So is this a pretty gradual drop off? Because this is like insanely cool looking. It's really wild. No, I know, but like, is it like the Chilean coast where it's like a sheer drop off for 8,000 feet, or is it just nice, easy little? $14.7, $14.8. Kind of want to see. Got the observatory on it. Cool. both pretty cool. Where'd you go? Forever? Would you give me a lot of things for? You like a hat holder for me? How'd you get me at Home Goods? A Home Goods Marshalls? So you got me stuff at Marshalls? Cannot wait. No, you always get good stuff. Just not really selling it. Well, yeah, like you're just like I don't know like what does like I don't know what Home Goods Marshalls means. Like did you get me like an airplane shaped wicker basket or
Yo, all traffic in the area, please advise.
Nice, Dave. Well, that is good. Did you know that? Get some observatory action up there. This is cool. Yeah, so this island is big. It did not look as big from the other side. Yeah. I think it actually is observatory. Like they actually like the sim I think actually has those up there, which is really cool. I mean, it's still climbing pretty good. I mean, that's 1,000 feet. I mean, it's not holding that speed. Like, what am I holding? Probably, can I hold 500? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, this is definitely worth doing. Just not freaking crunch it into a side of a volcano. If I enrich in it, does that CHT come down? Yeah, 5 comes down. If I lower the nose. 6 comes down. So I just have to be patient. I don't actually even know what the service ceiling is on this thing. I mean, it's got to be 14 something. Okay, I'm actually accelerating, so that's good. So we can go. Get 1,000 out of it. It said 14. Oh, yeah. Sorry. The service ceiling, yeah. Sorry, I was thinking about the peak height. just like around this whole thing. Got our bailout plan, which is just wing over to the right. Yeah, this side is a lot steeper. Man, there is like actually, that's super cool. There's like an actual whole custom complex up there possibly. Okay, so I enriched it to cool that cylinder. I don't think I want to do that anymore, so let's properly leaned and see if that does anything to temperatures. Optimal performance. So what does that look like? 400, almost 500 feet per minute. We slowly decelerating, so we could maybe probably do 400. Yeah, dude, that's super cool. They actually do have a full custom thing at the top there. Neat. And there's the other peak. This is kind of cool. Let's get the nose down. So we should be getting, obviously the air is getting cooler. So hopefully cylinder head temperatures aren't gonna be an issue. Should be good. That's really, really crazy. Whoa. Yeah, it's really gradual. Yeah, the lean of peak is a little bit risky. Dude, that's like a whole custom scenery thing. That's super cool. It's amazing how gradual the elevation changes, but it is substantial, the altitude that you do gain, but incredibly gradual. Oh man, look at that. That's kind of a little bit of a hidden surprise. Ooh, we got a little slow there. That's really cool. I'm really glad we came up here. That's what a cool thing. That would be an incredibly fun field trip. Dude, I'm really happy I decided to come up here. That's super fun. Looks open. Open, we're hot. Yeah. Well, I didn't close them. And I'm not even 100% sure that this thing has the cowl flaps on it. Yeah, I don't think it does. All right, where's this airport? Let's go. Nice little crash landing here. Do a go around, touch and go around, and then crash it in there. Oh really? Cylinder head? Too warm? Yeah, that's pretty cool up there. That was worth the trip. Crazy looking spot, man. Why? It is gradual, but go straight into runway. Straight into 8. See it. Great. How high are we? Much high. that. We need to get into the deep into the yellow. Yeah, look, and this side is way more green and rainforesty. Stops at altitude, but wow. 10,000 feet. 12 miles away from the airport. Gonna be high. It doesn't look like it's that high though. Weird. Pull the car back. I have analog manifold pressure. So I think it's just, yeah, so I don't know what point you would need with the green arc is.
Class Delta below in 6.6 miles.
Bouncing off the governor. It's too there. Not happy, but still at 65. I could go full, yeah, 150. Would go gear out, drop it in. I'm gonna guess that that's probably Carbice territory. Because it's a Piper, it's not gonna need it. Total dive bomb. Really pretty airport though. Yeah, that wasn't so bad. I don't think I shock cooled anything. A little bit more. I need the gear. Why does it not let you put the gear down? Oh, interesting.
Cleared for the option.
Cleared for the... Go down, nope. There it goes. All right, so one actual try, and then the next one will be a crash. Quick little overhead brake, an actual, arguably practical overhead brake.
$500.
That's crazy. 14,000 feet in 20 miles in a piston. We got tons of runway here, which is great for what we're gonna do next. Does this thing like to stop flying? Oh, was I already on the ground? It's kind of weird. Okay, gear is coming up, and it is going to stay up. All right. Do I... Cole, do I do this as a I forgot to put the gear down landing, or is it better to do as a known gear will not come down, and like what looks better? Like if the engine's on when you hit, like is it more dramatic than, or does it kind of like go goofy? Wondering if I like try to kill, if I try to kill the engine, like it's still going to prop strike, but like is it going to be, it's like one of those things like in a racing game, like the damage is realistic if it's like a small crash, but as soon as you like try to, you know, ram a wall at 100 miles an hour, it like doesn't look as good. Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm wondering too, is if it bends differently. I'll go idle and have it on. But I'll just have it idle. And I'll try to do it from the outside view. Oh, you want it inside?
Short final runways. Sync rate. Sync rate.
Cessna Skyhawk 204. Oh, fuck.
Okay. don't like this. Yeah, I think so. Oh, did I kill it? How do you? Why can't I think? Why can I not do? Slew up. I can't remember what slew up is. Control options. Keyboard. Translate up F4. All right, let's try this again. Let's go. Where was that? Am I missing it? Hey Stu, oh, advanced options. Okay. gear up. I'm gonna have the flaps down this time. Well, let's also see if those overspeed. Okay, gears up.
There's no reason to become alarmed, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your flight. By the way, is there anyone on board who knows how to fly a plane?
Oh, there it goes. Okay. What's up, Scott? That is awesome. All right, so it wasn't as like overly animated as I thought. Dude, those props are bent back good. Yikes. That is pretty cool. Yeah, we just did this like epic long flight around Hawaii, and I wanted to test out the animation on the geared up landing. That's pretty cool. So if we look at the underside of the plane, I think this is the only way to do this, right? Okay, it's not. Would it? It won't. It's dead. I mean, the engine's got to be dead, right? What's up, Hawks? Can you really throw it on Jax? Huh. Super creepy that it's just that silent.
Hello. Hi.
4 terabyte NVMe, nice, dude. That is so much better. What's up? I can't even figure out how to pronounce that. Yeah, they are getting super cheap. I finally have to make a Micro Center run, which I haven't been to Micro Center in a long time, but I need to get some supplies for my nephew. He wants to take my original Nintendo 64 because he really likes the like old school Mario Kart, and I am going to just like I was wondering why like it sounded there weren't any sound effects. But I'm gonna instead of giving him my precious N64, I'm going to build him with this like small old PC I had, a emulator box, and like kind of rebuild it. Like this got like a DVD. I don't know if it's been improved. I feel like it has. Some of the reviews that I have that I've seen. Oh yeah, 15 minutes is not bad for Micro Center. But yeah, so I'm gonna like take out the DVD drive, clean it up a little bit. I'm gonna probably have to get a Molex to SATA power adapter, and then just get like a terabyte SSD, not an NVMe. That motherboard does not support an NVMe drive. That I can tell actually. I actually probably should look at that. If it has an NVMe drive, that would be really sweet. But yeah, it has a freaking optical in it. So probably pull that thing out because it won't be, it will be pretty worthless. But I'm excited to build something I haven't like computer hardwared in a while. Sweet. Okay, I'm really hungry. This was longer than I thought it was gonna take, which is totally fine because that was a really fun flight. Thank you guys all for hanging out. Yeah, move the ailerons back and forth. Yeah, it's still doing it. That's pretty cool though. I mean, like the fact that the prop does that is hilarious. I'm a big fan of that. Okay, let's send you to Jeff. Okay. Perfect timing, Nor. All right, cool. Yeah, like we were talking about earlier with simulators, this is one of the best simulator guys around. So say hi to Jeff for me, and I should definitely check out the jacks. Let's go to controls. Let's go. Let's see, where is it? Is it? Am I in the right spot? I feel like control locks, tie downs, wheel chocks. Whoop! Crap! What the hell is that? Maintenance. Did you inspect or airframe? Here we go. Airframe. It was left of the T. Oh, jacks. Dude, that's hilarious. With the weight at the back too. Oh my god. That's really good. That's really good. That's the perfect view right there to end on. Thank you for that, Hawks. That's so funny.